Shards of light cut through the sleepless night. Silhouette shift as a new future starts to breathe. As cellophanes racing toward a vision never fade. From steady hands, a dreaming world begins to rise. Hidden minds awaken, given shape and given life. Carving out a universe in every subtle form. Color spreads and echoes like a wave of creation. This is our stage where perfection comes alive. As cellophanes ignite, unfold a 3D world inside the endless sky of dreams. As cellophanes unite, where art and tech collide and resonate as one. Build it, shape it, let it break into reality. The magic pulse that shakes the heart, turning, shining, every pose a spark of faith. Wide our future opens wide. Thank